partners that are motivated and interested in working culture on the way forward. It is really a roadmap for the future. We found in this document a kind of platform, a common platform, very high as possible, so that we can see very far into the future. While we were here, we opened up and we presented the document to work and received a draft version of it. And we had several sessions which were focused and dedicated in discussing it, amending it, changing it, innovating it, transforming it into a collective document. This document was discussed first today, preparatory the day before actually the conference started. There was a preparatory workshop with our colleagues from the United Nations agencies and our colleagues of the NGO that were present here. We had a very intense day with almost 10 workshops that were done to look into this text and make it collective. And then during the conference, in all these very many workshops that we had and sessions, we received a lot of suggestions, wordings, principles, concepts, and so on. And we've done a very big effort, I must say, to try to incorporate all of these recommendations into the text. Now, of course, no text is perfect, so I think we've done the best possible text, and I can tell you that the final version was finished last night at 3:30 p.m. So it's a fresh text, it only has a few hours of life. But I think we're confident that this reflects not only the spirit of the conference, but also all of the suggestions. And of course, we have done it in very, very strict collaboration with our Chinese colleagues that we work together until very late at night and very early in the morning. So I think this text which will be presented to you in very few minutes represents the best of what we can offer out of this conference, and I really am confident that it will not be only a landmark in the history of the cultural policies, but also a summary of what culture represents today in the modern world for people's for humanity. So we will now going to assemble a panel on the podium that will present to you the text. Can I ask perhaps Mr. Hongping, who is the chairperson of the Congress, who will join us on the podium, and of course Madame Oliai, and Madame Cummings also, the President of the Executive Board.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are particularly honored to have on stage the chair of this Congress, His Excellency Mr. Hao Ping, Vice Minister for Education of the People's Republic of China and Chairman of the National Commission of the People's Republic of China for UNESCO. Mr. Hao Ping will chair the closing session. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. After going through 2.5 days intensive and fruitful debate, this Congress comes to an end. All participants contribution, and the working group's hard work have generated the outcome document, Hangzhou Declaration. Now, I would like to use the Mandarin, the Assistant Director General of Culture, to introduce the background information concerning the draft of the declaration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Haupting. I think we now have our podium set up, and as I was saying earlier on, we are ready to present to you this document. The document, as you will see, is very short. This is not an essay. It's something that has to be very shortly understood and read, so it's about 4 or 5 pages. It's made up of a preamble and then a number of points that are, as I said earlier, illustrating the role of culture in the different aspects and the different components of our social life. We hope, as again I was saying earlier, to capture the substance and the spirit of this presentation. And I think that it's time now, perhaps with your permission, Chairperson, to give the floor to Madame Alessandra Cummings, who is the Chairperson of the Executive Board of UNESCO, so she represents one of the 2 governing bodies of our organization, the other one being, of course, the General Congress, presided by Mrs. Bogiai. So Mrs. Cummings has kindly accepted to play the role of a presenter and illustrator of the Hangzhou Declaration, and I would like, with your permission, Mr. Haupting, to ask her perhaps to join me here on the podium so you can present the text.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my special honor to introduce the text of the Hangzhou Declaration, placing culture at the heart of sustainable development policies. I shall now read the major components of this text. We participants gathered in Hangzhou on the occasion of the International Congress, Culture, Key to Sustainable Development, wish to express our gratitude and acknowledge the generous hospitality and intellectual leadership of our Chinese authorities and the city of Hangzhou in providing a forum to reflect on the place that should be given to culture within the International Sustainable Development Agenda. We especially recognize the efforts and achievements made by the city of Hangzhou to conserve its heritage and promote its vibrant culture for achieving sustainable development. We recognize the important advances that have been made over the past decade by the international community at all levels in achieving the Millennium Development Goals and other international agreed development goals. We consider that in the face of mounting challenges such as population growth, urbanization, environmental degradation, disasters, climate change, increasing inequalities and persistent poverty, there is an urgent need for new approaches to be defined and measured in a way which accounts for the broader picture of human progress and which emphasize harmony among peoples and between humans and nature, equity, dignity, well-being, and sustainability. These new approaches should fully acknowledge the role of culture as a system of values and a resource and framework to build truly sustainable development. The need to draw from the experience of past generations and the recognition of culture as part of global and local commons, as well as a wellspring of creativity and renewal. We recall, in this regard, some of the most important policy documents that have underscored the importance of culture for sustainable development in recent years, including the UN General Assembly resolutions number 65/1, Keeping the Promise United to Achieve the Millennium Development Goals 2010, number 65/166/2011, and number 66/2008-2012, Culture and Development, as well as a number of other relevant declarations, statements, and normative instruments adopted at international, regional, and national levels. We recall, in particular, the outcome document of the UN Conference on Sustainable Development, The Future We Want, which highlighted the importance of cultural diversity and the need for a more holistic and integrated approach to sustainable development. We reaffirmed that culture should be considered as a fundamental enabler of sustainability, being a source of meaning and energy, a wellspring of creativity and innovation, and a resource to address challenges and find appropriate solutions. The extraordinary power of culture to foster and enable truly sustainable development is especially evident when a people-centered and place-based approach is integrated into development programs and peace-building initiatives. We also reaffirm the potential of culture as a driver of sustainable development through specific contributions that it can make as knowledge capital and as a sector of activity to inclusive social, cultural, and economic development, harmony, environmental sustainability, peace, and security. This has been confirmed by a wealth of studies and demonstrated by numerous concrete initiatives. We recognize that one size does not fit all, and that different cultural perspectives will result in different paths to development. At the same time, we embrace an understanding of culture that is open, evolving, and strongly framed within a rights-based approach and the respect for diversity, with free access to which enables individuals to live and be what they choose, thus enhancing their opportunities and human capabilities while promoting mutual understanding and exchange among peoples. We believe that the time has come on these important statements of principle and lessons learned for the full integration of culture through clear goals, targets, and indicators into agreed development strategies, programs, and practices at global, regional, national, and local levels to be defined in the post-2015 UN Development Agenda. Only such a concrete political and operational framework can ensure that all development initiatives lead to truly sustainable benefits for all, while securing the right of future generations to benefit from the wealth of cultural assets built up by previous generations. We therefore call on governments and policymakers who will play a role in defining the post-2015 UN Global Development Framework and Sustainable Development Goals to seize this unique opportunity and give consideration to the following actions to place culture at the heart of future policies for sustainable development. Integrate culture within all development policies and programs. Mobilize culture and mutual understanding to foster peace and reconciliation. Ensure cultural rights for all to promote inclusive, sustainable social development. Leverage culture for poverty reduction and inclusive economic development. Build on culture to promote environmental sustainability. Strengthen resilience to disasters and combat climate change through culture. value, safeguard, and transmit culture to future generations. Harness culture as a resource for achieving sustainable urban development and management. Capitalize on culture to foster innovative and sustainable models of cooperation. We, the participants, share in the ideals of diversity in harmony and harnessing the past to create the future, expressed by our Congress. We commit ourselves to developing action plans based on this declaration and to working together for their implementation towards 2015 and beyond. We believe that the integration of culture into development policies and programs will set the stage for a new era of global development. We recommend, therefore, that a specific goal focused on culture be included as part of the post-2015 UN Development Agenda to be based on heritage, diversity, creativity, and transmission of knowledge, and including clear targets for indicators that relate culture to all dimensions of sustainable development. Thank you. Shishi.
Thank you very much for the wonderful speech you have made on behalf of us. This declaration has gathered all common wisdom, representing all participants' claim for the future direction of cultural development will be the guidelines for the further action. Do you have any comment, question? Minister from Malawi, please. Do you have any question, comments? Please come here. Here, please. No, okay.
On behalf of our President and the President of the Republic of Malawi, Mrs. Joyce Banda, I would like to give a message of goodwill and greetings from her. She was invited to be one of the keynote speakers, and regrettably she could not make it. She would have wanted to be here because she is very, very passionate and engaged in the empowerment of youth and women, and also marginalized people. So she should have found this conversation to be very, very uplifting for her. So I would like to send our heart goodwill message to this conference. I would also like to take